And today we have a reading for you about someone who is walking into a bit of a mess. And what I mean by that, this could be like a boss or maybe a matriarch or a patriarch. This could be even somebody who, is kind of like the ringleader of a group of friends. But there seems to be something that has gotten everybody up in arms. They're not acting like friends anymore or colleagues, or things have escalated to a point where this emperor is wondering, do I have to actually like do something here? Do I have to like separate you all to deal with whatever this tension or anger is in the group? So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time, or a lot. I hope you're enjoying your weekend or having a good day if you're watching this a different day than I post it. Hello, Key Controller. Hello, Grind Hard. Hello, Aqua Beauty. How are we doing today? If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box for you, as is more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. Let's dive in with the Path of Shadows, because I feel like we need to know more about this not very functional group of people. It's like we're watching Real World or something. What was the little flash that I did see though? Oh, it was a repeat. I think I've referenced this before, but for those of you who have seen Letterkenny, there's this part where I think they called her a puck bunny. Causes a bunch of trouble for the hockey team. A single solitary lady. Woman. I don't know if I can call her a lady. Oh, just kidding. We've got Mirror Labyrinth. Illusions and reflections. Who are you trying to fool? When you turn your back to the mirror, there's still someone looking at you. So we do have someone who is, I think, trying to be dishonest about who they are, what they've done, whether or not they've done right by the company or, the group of friends or the family. There seems to be some defensive energy and people are not really tolerating it. Basically wanting there to be a little bit more, maybe like consequences for this individual. Hello, Matt. How are you doing? Exactly. Hello, Dana. Hello, Cosmic. Hello, Amy. How are you doing? Yes, I think it was. I think you're right, Matt. Hello, Funny. What's going on? So again, we have this sabotaging relationships card coming out. It's been following us around this month. Well, this past month. I guess we did just start a new one, huh? And then we've got Labyrinth. Interesting because this first card says Mirror Labyrinth on it. So maybe someone's a fan of David Bowie. We've got, among the confusion of the twisting turns and the endless chase, will I find myself in the heart of this maze? So it feels to me like we've got someone who's been chasing surface pleasures or hasn't really found who they really are because they are so focused on what does everyone else think about me? Am I cool? Am I like invited to the best parties? This is someone who's just looking for external validation and perhaps in the wrong places. And this could have led to some arguments amongst the group because of perhaps romantic interests or professional aspirations. This is the Santa Muerte deck. Hello, Marit. How you doing? Hello, Kumar. What's up? What else do we have? We gotta find out more about this emperor, though, because it's like this person's looking at the group around them like, okay, well, we're gonna have to fix this. Since nobody else will, I guess I will. Six of Cups and the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, so I think we have somebody who has been wasteful or, how do I say this? This is like if someone were to lend you their guitar because you were trying to learn a song, but you have to give it back at the end of the week, and then when you give it back, it's like damaged. Or if you trust somebody because you introduce them to, I don't know, your family, and then your buddy decides they want to pursue your sibling, you know, and you're like, that's not why I introduced you. This is really not why, you know. This is someone who has overstepped their boundaries or been disrespectful. I could even be like dating the boss's daughter, right? Three of Pentacles in reverse. So we have someone who is kind of part of the group, but not. Almost like a little too cool for school. This is the Emperor. So there's something here that differentiates. Maybe it's age, maybe it's experience, maybe it's title within a company. But this is like, okay, I can see that all of you are upset or like, you know, frustrated over something. Can we please work through this? Because I'm tired of listening to you all bicker. This feels like can you all just like figure it out so that we can stop having to listen to this? If one more person says shenanigans. Name that movie. Hello, Lorenzo. How are you doing? We have the Eight of Wands in the reverse. And the Page of Swords. Why do I feel like we have a bunch of people arguing? And, you know, for some of you, maybe it's a bunch of kids arguing, right? A bunch of people arguing, and then someone else walks in the room and they're like, what? Hi. Oh, no, nothing. We weren't doing anything. Like, they're not supposed to be arguing over this. Shoot, maybe it's the whole team at a company that wants to date the boss's daughter or attractive son or whatever it might be. This is like, we don't want the Emperor to know what we're fighting about. Uh-oh. Okay. So now I'm curious. We're going to have to figure out what it is they're fighting about. What is this Five of Wands? Why are they upset with each other? Justice. Eight of Swords in the reverse and the Four of Cups. Okay, so this is not really looking like romantic entanglements, even though we do have sabotaging relationships here. This is feeling more so like business or friendship or family. So we have some argument that is being hidden from the Emperor. They're not a part of this group, or they're not a part of this thread, right? And the whispers or the yelling or whatever stops when the Emperor walks in. I feel like this is, we don't want this person to know what's really going on. All right, so is this about money then? Money and power. Keeping something secret. Three of Swords in the reverse. I don't know. I kind of feel like this is, oh gosh, what was her name? Okay, I think her name was Olivia. I'm pretty sure it's not Olivia Benson because that was a different TV show. But the scandal chick. So we might have somebody who is not supposed to know what's going on because there is a flirtation with, like I gave the example, you know, maybe they hired their son or daughter to work at the law firm they own, and there's a bunch of people who are interested in trying to date this person. This could also be about not wanting to tell, you know, the owner of a company that the last interaction really ruined them you know, financially, or that, you know, some property has been damaged. This is like, if we talk about this, this person is going to get real mad, and I feel like we need to do some damage control before this person finds out. All right, this is the Ghost Tarot. Good morning, Great One. How are you doing? Oh, yes. The greed is rampant, isn't it? I don't know, man. I think there's more important things. Like, yeah, you gotta be able to afford food and all that fun stuff, but like, how much you really need to be? Anyways. Knight of Swords. Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, this is someone who feels like they have an idea of what's going on, but they know that people are not telling them what's really going on. And I think we have this Nine of Pentacles thinking, which is the Emperor, I've probably just got to ask or demand that someone tell me what's really going on. This is, yeah. It's like an escalation of the situation. Three of Cups in the reverse, the Ace of Swords. Trying to figure out what that was. Oh, yeah. Sorry, guys. There's like candle stuff all over because I've been making candles. Hello, Soar. How are you doing? Hello, Kerwin. Hello, Brian. Hello, Canoe. What's up? Okay. Should we tell them the truth or not? Should we tell this person the truth even though it's not a good truth? It has to do with money or family. And this is a pretty unusual depiction of the Ten of Pentacles. They're hanging out at night in a lake or a river. I don't know, you can see there's like a building in the distance. It is the Ghost Tarot. It's not meant to be like warm and cuddly. I feel there has been either some embezzlement or some, you know, attempt to keep like an affair away from someone's prying eyes. Not even prying eyes. It could even be that this is like a couple that own a business and one of them is cheating. But we've got this thing that will impact the dollars, impact the family reputation, or impact stability. And if we talk about this to the Emperor, Nine of Pentacles, then there's this discomfort. How's this person going to react, you know? Hello, Michael. Hello, April. How are you doing? I would be willing to try, Matt. Maybe you could be my guinea pig. I think that one's more reasonable than, you know, across the pond. Unfortunately, for those of you that are across the pond. So if interested, feel free to email me and we'll see how that goes. I think I've gotten pretty good at packaging them up, but yeah. All right, so we've got the Six of Cups in the reverse and the Hanged Man in the reverse. We have the Six of Cups in the upright at the beginning. There's a loss of, how do you say this? It's like if you were able to be quite competitive in your business because you had an in or like a long-standing exclusivity arrangement, or you get like first pick of the strawberries. I don't know. It's like one of those relationships falls through. You don't have that support. You don't have that like leg up. You don't have that thing that makes things easier for you. For others of you, this is saying someone's realizing that, oh, how do I say this? Whatever has allowed for them to do some sort of like embezzlement or criminal activity, or sneaking behind their partner's back, or perhaps even if it is like the owner is the father and then a, adult child of theirs is working at that business. This is something where it's like things are getting more difficult to keep secret. So if it's going to eventually come out, do I need to just address it now? Hence, I think the reference to Olivia at the beginning. I don't remember what her last name was. Can you, just so you know, I do personal questions after the general reading, which is usually about 30 or 35 minutes in. We're at 16 minutes now. And I usually do questions from those who tip or donate memberships. Occasionally I do some free ones as well, based on, if it's built on like a spiritual growth type experience, right? Oh, that's not cool. Grindheart. It might be worth just asking if there's a way to have a little bit paid up front and then wait. But like, that's kind of wild to me. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. Hello, April. How's it going? All right, so we have the Devil in the reverse and the Ace of Cups. Yeah, this is either like my business was doing better because I had, my cousin working in a supply part. So, I got a better deal or I got the best pick. Or, I was getting promoted at work because I'm a favorite of somebody who is part of the leadership team. That could also be it. But I do feel like there is this expectation of this group that they do right by each other, whether that's we're friends since high school or childhood or whatever, so we got to like do right by each other, or if it's because you've signed some sort of employee handbook thing. But this is like, we were trusting you to do right by something. I mean, at least the Devil's in the reverse, but I feel like this is what somebody was trying to make it seem like everything's fine. But now we have the Empress, the Six of Wands, and the Ten of Wands in the reverse. So whatever someone was getting away with before, whether it was criminal activity or, stepping out on a relationship, whatever they were doing, now it's been discovered. So it's like damage control, like I said. Six of Wands is like the truth coming out because it's clarifying the Ace of Swords. So there could be a competitor who is claiming, the top position from a company that has had it for a long time. There could be somebody who gets partner in a law firm, even though they don't really earn it. It's just because of who they spend their naked time with. But with the Ten of Wands in the reverse, this is like, okay, now you're making the people who are not talking about this or who are trying to keep this away from the subject of conversation. Now they're like, okay, I think we need to have a chat because this is ridiculous. This is too far. Nine of Cups and the Seven of Cups in the reverse. I feel like somebody says what's really happening. We're going to have to address this. This is a problem. Someone's mad because they should have had that promotion, but instead it went to someone who's just, you know, happy to... So many euphemisms. Somebody who, you know, hangs out with their out. There's suspicion here that someone's getting favors or somebody is getting a little bit of like sticky finger problem with regards to taking money, embezzling, or maybe even taking things from, you know, company property, that kind of thing. It's not easy to keep something secret forever, right? Hello, Apurva. How are you doing today? What are Animal's thoughts on conversation? That ended things. And overall, was it worthy? Did he regret it? Apurva, if I could ask you to keep or to put the question in with the super chat, that would make things a little bit easier when I write these down, by the way. And then did he find me? Oh, I hope not. All right, I've added that for you. Hello there, Rick. Hello, CeeLo. What's going on? Yes, thank you for liking and subscribing. I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you, Apurva. Hello, United. How are you doing today? Daily message. And good morning to you. Okay. So we have pressure cooker, divine feminine, and I told you it's about money. So now we have someone who's in the hot seat. The Empress came out in the same column as the Emperor. So this is the person who feels like they have power. It could be because of nepotism. It could be because, you know, they feel like they are top dog, but they see this like uprising of their friends, or, you know, the workplace is not happy with the unfair promotion. Because there are some people here who are not getting what they feel they're supposed to get. I mean, obviously, if you are the person who really does have the skill set to get that promotion or that new title, and someone gets it just because, like, they look good in jeans or whatever, that's not very fair. And that's taking money out of your paycheck, right? Oh, no. I'm sorry to hear that, United. I hope it goes quickly. Hello, Jay. How are you doing? It is that time of year, though, right? With everybody having traveled. So we have... Okay, so keep in mind that this commitment can be something financial. It does not have to be romantic, but this is why I keep picking up on somebody having like a workplace affair. And now there's this realization. People are like, well, we can't really deny it anymore. I think everybody saw that picture. I think everybody, you know, saw them at the Christmas party or whatever it was. But for some of you, this commitment is the owner of a business realizing that they have lost favor with a key component of their business operations, a supplier, you know, distributor, something like that. And now things are going to be much more difficult because there's a new commitment that this person has made elsewhere. So take it how it resonates, but we do have somebody finding out that there is an agreement, a contract, or somebody who's dating, a job offer, something that is not really rooted in the way that it should be. It's not seen as fair. So I looked at this card and I heard Pepperidge Farm remembers. Some of you won't know what that reference is. Gosh, that's got to be like 10 years old now or something, right? Probably longer. I don't know, you guys. This is saying that there is a memory or there is proof of some behavior or some missing money or some illicit affair. Even if it was a long time ago, now it's coming out. And it's because someone here is not getting what they should because of the secret arrangement or this person who's been, you know, kind of getting more than their fair share. Hello, Eric. How are you doing? We're not going to talk about politics in the live chat, but you are welcome to chat with others about other things. Legal and lockdown. Are you serious? Okay. We might actually have someone going to jail here. For these two to come out together, it literally says prison right there. I know it says mental prison. I think we have somebody who's actually got some serious consequences that could be happening, especially if there's been money that was stolen, or if there's been maybe a contract that was broken. This is a big deal. Even if it is just two people at a workplace that like each other a lot, there is activity that has been unfair towards others. Possibly even just like taking vacation time that they don't have, right? Oh, well, they're not going to fire me, so I guess I'll just work like 6 hours a week. That'll work, right? Now this person is begging. Like, I know I shouldn't have been, you know, so quick to take something that wasn't mine or to accept that promotion or whatever, but can't you just like let me fix it? I think the answer is no, especially if they broke the law. All right, this is the Marseille Cat Tarot. Thank you. How's it going, Evil Spirited? Hello, Brayden. How are you doing? What else do we have? Seven of Wands in the reverse and the Sun. Someone who has a vulnerability. Someone who could get in trouble for a thing they had done that was not really a good idea. And it was selfish in some way. Six of Cups. Five of Swords in the reverse. For some of you, there is an accidental admission. A comment that you really cannot look at it any other way. Okay, so you basically just confirm that you've been doing that thing that everybody said you were doing. Okay. Hello, Miss Cherokee. How are you doing today? I have heard of Stray Kids, and I feel like someone tells me I look like someone in there. Is that what you're getting at? I think that was the comment. But I'm not like super familiar at all. Hello, MKG. How are you doing? All right, so now we've got the Three of Cups in the reverse, the King of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Six of Wands. Yeah, this is someone who is presenting themselves as very successful and wealthy, or, you know, like I can go on vacations and drop a lot of cash. And I feel like they were spending somebody else's money. This is like, wasn't there some dude who ran off with everybody's like 401k? This is like a lot of reckless financial behavior because someone felt like they had something that wasn't really supposed to be theirs. Or, you know, like they got paid for doing a job that they weren't really doing. It's just because their parents want them to like kind of have a place, you know? He blocked me and I did bug him to talk about because I felt really remorse when I feared him. Ah, okay. I wouldn't call that immature. Did the blocking situation response ruin connection? I've added that for you. Thank you, Nida. What else do we have? The World. Two of Swords. And the Two of Pentacles. Ooh. I'm hearing copy and paste. So we could have a person who was really slacking on the responsibilities they had. They were just like, oh, whatever, this will work over here. It's not exactly perfect, but who really cares? So they could have just been like really awful at their job and spending all their time gallivanting around, either because, you know, they are this person's adult child who is perhaps a bit spoiled or entitled, or because we have somebody that was, you know, in love with a... Yes, I heard the song. Some of you know what song I'm chuckling about. I'm in love with a stripper. This is somebody who's like, I probably shouldn't be in love with that person, but I am. So that's, I guess, a problem. But I do feel like there's duplication of something, or copying and pasting, maybe even copying somebody's signature. Thank you, Nat. I hope you're having a good day. I have added that for you. So I don't think this is a very sophisticated attempt to, you know, take more than you really should or get paid for not doing your work. I feel like this is something that it was always on a bit of a timeline. At some point, that kitchen timer is going to go off, and then it'd be like, ooh, I guess now I'm in trouble. Now it looks like this person has to pay money back. No matter what the actual problem or secret was, if it involves somebody dating at the workplace or not, there is now somebody who's like, what do you mean I have to pay it back? I don't wanna. Three of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands. Well, the thing is, other people were working to get paid and you didn't do what you said you were doing. Or you were getting other people to do your work and cover for you while you weren't even in the office. So why should we pay you this bonus? You know, there's some altering of records or neglectful reporting, or outright like thieving going on. Got the Eight of Cups. And someone's like, oh, well, I got away. I got to like spend some of the money. That means that I win, right? That means that I don't have to worry about. No, this was just a delayed tower moment for them where now they have to deal with the like fallout. All right, I'm going to leave it there since we are at 34 minutes and 50 seconds. Oh no, that was entirely possible. Nat, just so you know, that would be Danny or Dana. I know it says Daniel, that's her son's account. Hello, Scott, how are you doing? All right, so for Apurva, we've got what are Animal's thoughts on our convo that ended things? What? Okay. Apurva, the number 8 is really important. I feel like I may have even said that for you before in a previous reading. I have only pulled 3 cards, and all 3 of them are 8s. Strength is the number 8 in the major arcana. And then we have the 8 of crystals, or 8 of swords, and the 8 of petals, or 8 of pentacles. This is someone who felt like there was nothing to be done about that. You know, I had to stand by what I thought I needed, or, you know, I wasn't going to compromise or change my mind. And I feel like this is someone who is basically looking at it as like, I did what I had to do, and maybe I just need to like focus my energy elsewhere. So it's a little bit detached, to be honest. And what about overall? Empress in the reverse, Ace of Petals in the reverse. There was some reason to feel that there was no way to have a long-term connection here, or there wasn't going to be a way to connect in a way that both of you felt made sense, right? Thank you, Great One. You might want to check out my description box. My second channel's on there. It's just me reading from like books, like library books. Well, my own books. But there's no ads on it, so you might want to check that out. So it feels to me like this is Animal deciding I'm not going to invest in this connection anymore. Was it worthy? 7 of crystals in the reverse, or 7 of swords. I feel like this is like basically saying, I don't think I can justify this, or I don't think I can do this. Worthy in the sense that, you know, I've learned something, or, you know, I've gained experience. This person's very analytical when they think about this. Did he regret it? Yes. 9 of crystals, or the 9 of swords. This is, I think, the only one where there's crystals pointed at somebody's eyeball. This is someone who is doing everything they can to avoid like crying or getting emotional about this, but it does bother them. They think about the good times that you all had together and how now that's over, or the good times you could have had together. Does he think that Apurva is an emotional fool? No. Or idiotic? There are times where he felt like you were too upset over things. I don't think it has to do with like being like literally no brains, right? I feel like this is more so you think too much about things that have happened already when you should be working on things going forward. So this would be a kind of person who's just like, that's done. Like, we're not going to talk about it anymore, even though you might have things that you want to talk about. So I wouldn't say that the word chosen would be idiotic, but maybe caught up on some things from the past, or unable to let things go would be the choice. All right, let's see what we've got for Unida. Ooh, this is the Egyptian Tarot. What is the daily message for Unida, please? Hey, Rachel, how are you doing? Hello, Zero Power, how are you doing? Hello, Rathisha, how are you doing? Hello, Sham. So we've got the Hierophant in the reverse, the Three of Swords in the reverse, the King of Cups, and the King of Swords. So it feels to me like there is some healing going on for you. It's like you're trying to decide what are the expectations or like the rules of engagement. What is required here? It's coming through as, you know, I feel like there was something that I didn't do well enough, or I feel like I should have seen something before I did. So I gotta like tighten up my process here, make sure that I'm really looking at, you know, the people that I'm dealing with to make sure that I can trust them. So I see you looking at the emotional side of yourself and the more like analytical or intelligent side. And I feel like you identify something that you can do to improve on both those sides of yourself where it concerns discernment of others. So with the Hierophant in the reverse, again, it's like, I feel like there's this, you know, gap in security or this issue that I need to address. You know, like if your window won't lock, and you're like, okay, well, I guess I probably need to replace the window. You're doing some maintenance here from an emotional as well as a mental standpoint. What is best for me? What do I need to do to make sure that people are respectful of the space that I allow them in my sphere, right? Like not just taking advantage of that. Hello, Celeste, how are you doing? So we've got the Page of Pentacles in the reverse, Six of Pentacles. Make sure that where you invest your time, could be projects or people, that you're leveraging this discernment, because I do feel like there is a period of rapid growth for you, or there's a lot of opportunity for you to make gains, but it only works out for you if you do what you're doing, that, you know, what do I need to change here and what do I need to change there? Hello, is it Jer? How are you doing? Oh, didn't read the rest of it. I'm doing well, thank you, Rachel. Hello, Ruben, how are you doing? All right, and then for United, we also have, did the blocking situation response ruin the connection forever? I kind of condensed it, I hope that's okay. Did the response from United to being blocked by him ruin the connection forever? No. Okay, so what I heard was not forever, just like 9 million years. I don't know if this person's really sarcastic, but it's like, I just need some time, you know, to really process and figure out what it is that I need. This is, I think, somebody who's quite content to be a little bit more of, you know, like a hermit, or they don't need a ton of socialization, but how do they feel? They feel trapped. There's some instability going on in this person's life right now, and they know they need to make a judgment call. So there's a major change they're about to go through if they make the right choice. Thank you, Dana. I'll write that down for you. I'm glad to hear that. Hello, Carrie. How's it going? This is someone who's going through healing, and they are hopeful that you are going through healing as well. But they would, it's like I refuse to say that it's completely done. I just know that it can't happen now, and I don't really know when it could happen. So a little bit open-ended, but I feel like that's probably the best approach towards that, right? I'm wishing you luck on that, United. Let's see what we've got for Nat Nat. This is the Morgan Greer. What do we have for Nat Nat, please? Four of Pentacles, the Magician, King of Swords in the reverse, Ace of Cups. You're going to, in the next couple of days, or perhaps today, you're going to feel very strongly the energy from someone that had in the past held back their energy from you. This is somebody who's trying to manifest you back into their life. This is someone who was unwilling to be honest with you about the deep love that they feel or felt for you at that time. So avoidant of emotions would be a characteristic of this person, but they cannot let go of you. So whether this was, 2 weeks ago, 20 years ago, we got somebody who looks at you as the Queen of Wands, and you can feel this energy. Maybe you even have a dream of this person. But this is someone who is unstable, and I feel like they would interrupt your peace, and you are uninterested. So yes, I think you're going to feel their energy. You may even get a message from them or even run into this person. But stay strong in your convictions that this is not somebody that would be probably the right individual to have in your inner circle, right? Whether that's because, I can't be with you, or, I'm not interested. This is someone who would, I think, cause some drama because you don't really seem to feel the same way, right? Hello, Mac. How are you doing? I'm glad, United. All right, let's see what we've got for Dana. This is the, the Pulp Tarot. What is the message for Dana from her mom, please? What is the message from Dana's mom? 4 of Cups in the reverse, King of Pentacles, 10 of Wands, 3 of Pentacles in the reverse. I feel like this is saying do not reject somebody who expresses interest in you just because you've got too much going on, or because you're trying to hold a space for someone else, perhaps. Is this about a new flirtation? This is about somebody that I think you already know who is expressing interest. It could even be, hey, I know we've been friends, but I want to be more. But with the 10 of Cups in the reverse, it's like, well, I'm still feeling pulled in a different direction. But it feels like your mom wants you to at least see what this is about. Not necessarily you have to get married or anything, but there's someone who expresses interest. And what do we have from Grandpa Frantisek, please? We have the Ace of Wands, the Moon in the reverse, and the Queen of Cups. There's an opportunity that's going to be coming your way, and you may feel like you don't really have the skill set or the creativity or the, skill. Well, I already said that. Or like knowledge for this. But I feel like you're able to tackle a new project that might have in a previous time been considered a little bit too difficult. It could even just be, like trying to do something around the house, build a shelf, or fix a window. But there's this courage or confidence that you gain from being able to fix something or address something on your own that was kind of causing anxiety. Like, well, I don't know if I'd be able to actually do that, Use a power tool? Me? No. So don't let whatever this is get overwhelming. The message from your grandpa is this is something that you can handle. You just need to take a deep breath and consider, where can I get information about this, or how can I, take the right approach. Hello, Jeg. I've got maybe 90 tarot and oracle decks, so it runs the gamut. Hello, Slice. How are you doing? Hey, Matt. Of course they are. They're empowering. I'll see myself out. All right. I love you all. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for being delightful. Thank you for the likes, and thank you for the subscribes. And I will see you on the next reading. Toodles.